Hey, how are the Ropers? I figured it out. Good morning.
How many blankets, balls?
Yes, blocks. Let's grab straps today too. Dang it, I forgot to bring the straps. They're all cut and they're waiting at home, but I forgot them.
Are you moved in?
We are moved in.
Well, does it feel like home yet?
Yeah, it kind of does. I was out in the yard yesterday.
You're all out of your old place?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, that's a big step.
Yes, that is, isn't it? Alrighty. Oh. It took a while to figure out what they were asking. Last week I was like, I don't know what they want. I just don't know what they want. On here, it took me, I mean, they'll change up like where you go to.
And there's not, they
Yeah,
strange.
it's like, what? I don't want my son alive. That was weird. It didn't let me even put a label on it that time. Okay, let's do some yoga. Oh, good work. Good work. Good morning. No, I know we got to meet in. Oh, is she gone? Oh, sure, that's okay. Where do you want to sit? Closer to me here?
That it?
Good morning, good morning. I'm sorry, John. John.
Anything you need?
Well, it's still taking sir. She's taking minutes. How are you doing? Are you doing? Oh, pretty much. I was saying that thing. Yeah, pretty much. The yard, we showed up.
The yard's done.
The yard yesterday.
All we.
Well, the day before.
Makes me tired. Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling a little on the fatigue side this morning. I won't lie.
We got a new piece of equipment over there? In that box.
I don't know, you know, I have no idea, ask the front desk, and they can help that, it's really cool. Did you know this out? Yeah, here, I could be that one, that would just feel so weird when there's a long. You know? We don't want that.
Can't have that, John.
One more legal extra. How long is enough, right? There's. Okay, you're the moment. So what time did you leave today? Oh, I left at 7:15. But I got here, I wanted to figure out this computer. I know Michelle's coming, but until she does. Get that back on. So I hope you, I know it's been an eventful week and I just haven't been, let's see. Have a seat. You have a wall there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okey-dokey. Fix your blanket if it's wrinkled, don't just let it be wrinkled.
Underneath here.
I find that sometimes we're so funny about, it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. And then the whole time you're like, you know, kind of still on this or something in class. So, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Diana's on vacation.
Yeah.
Morning.
Good morning. I know, it's amazing. We're set up and ready to go. That's what getting here early does for us. I don't know if you've had a foot zone at all. I had one this week. I just needed work on my body. And I'm always amazed at, she just, the work that she's here, she's like, well, so tell me about this. And she's like, how come your inflammation, your body's inflamed, she's down here on my ankle. And she's like, her name is Cherie.
Oh, she's doing what?
She's doing a foot zone.
Oh, foot zone.
Yeah, it's not like reflexology, it's where they do some work on your feet. And she's like, what's going on in your body? Have you been sick? And I'm like, no, I'm tired, but no, I haven't been sick. And then she's like, so you've got something with this lymph system is just not. Anyway, and then she looks and she's, because I've had the shingles.
Huh? You've had shingles? You got
I got them. I'm in the midst of them. It's 2 weeks.
it? Debbie.
I know, but I'm just, I've heard people say they're really, really painful and they just haven't been. You know that I do all sorts of alternative stuff rather than tootling to the doctor the first time. I grew up with a doctor, right? And Dad, I love you. I know a lot of stuff, but I've also done some more homeopathic type remedies. And actually, Dad was like, before he'd give us something, he's like, if you had a cold, you steamed. He taught me those kind of things that are just natural. Well, how's your water consumption? Have you exercised today? Some of those kind of things. And so, yes, I grew up in that kind of a household. But these, I don't know if you can see, they 2 weeks ago, they were just these blistery all over. And I was like, what? And I have been using essential oils, anything that can help calm, frankincense, lavender, melaleuca, ravensara, just oils and I've gone through, I've created my own blend in a roller bottle, right? I've gone through 3 roller bottles of just slathering it on when it itches and then I've showered. Yeah, I've got down through here. But I'll take a dry brush in the shower. I know, at first I thought maybe that wasn't a very good idea because it spread them, but it popped them all. That was a little painful. And then, but then I started this and I've been doing that. And I don't have any of my sister was saying, have you done the Scabby and the Oozy? And I'm like, no, I haven't done any of that. And to me, the scabs would really be annoying and hurt.
You know what it's caused from? Shingles.
Well, they say stress,
Yeah.
but then you read online and the doctor, and they're like, not really, but it's a low immune system.
Sure.
Which, I know that my immune system's been compromised.
Yeah.
Hello. You can't move without that. And so, but I just am feeling just so grateful. And so, kind of where I wanted to go today, not talking about getting shingles, is this idea of reverencing our bodies. So go ahead and you can still roll with your feet on the ball, but close your eyes and breathe. We'll always talk about that. But this reverence that I just feel we need to live in, that I want to live in, as I reverence this gift, the way it is, okay? We've had some aging factors in our neighborhood, right? That have, ball escaping. We've had just things that have happened, that will happen. We are aging. We are getting older. It causes more problems sometimes with the body than we realize. But at the same time, And I'm not quite sure I totally understand why we start to get, at least I feel a better person than I've ever been. I'm kinder, I'm more compassionate. And then the body starts to kind of get old and fall more apart. And I'm not quite sure I understand that cycle, but it's like, what else do I need to learn? I've learned a ton, you know. But this being grateful for, go ahead and just all of us pause, take a breath. We can do that anytime we want, right? Okay, go ahead and just while you're working with your feet, wiggle through your body. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel low back from having moved. I feel low back from having not even just moved boxes, but moved my body, right? Sometimes my energy, I have to be real honest, this morning waking up, I was like, really? It's time to wake up. I could sleep a little longer, you know. And we have that, we just have this life. And so I really want us to think about some words for us that mean reverencing this body. So you've got some time, and you know, you can participate, you can just think them in within. But what are some synonyms for you for reverencing? Honoring. Okay, so when you honor something, you revere it. There's another one. You take care of it. Yeah. So I had the opportunity last Friday, Jody Moore, and I will just kind of reference where you can go to get some of her information. Have you listened to any of her podcasts?
Yes.
I was able to go to the live VIP event. My daughter's a member, and so fabulous. Go ahead and move to that with the foot. So fabulous to have her talk about this model that she created. There was a Brooke, sorry, I don't remember, that created this model, but it's every time we have a circumstance, we have thoughts that go with that circumstance. And then from our thoughts, we have our feelings. From our feelings, we have actions. From our actions, we have results. And say the circumstance is, I woke up and I'm tired, okay? My thoughts are, oh crap, it's so hard, I can't do this, right? Or maybe your thoughts are, you know what, you could take a nap later on today. Or you can have thoughts of, oh my gosh, you get to do this today, you know. We have those thoughts, and those thoughts can be changed. And some of them are truths and some of them aren't truths. Maybe the thought is, I'm tired, oh my gosh, you don't do anything. Well, that's a lie, right? We do things, but sometimes we get tired. Or maybe we have a back that aches and we wake up and we think, oh my gosh, this body is failing me. Well, that's a thought, but no, it really isn't, because look at what you can do every day. And that those thoughts determine how we decide to feel. We decide to feel, and things like, oh, you know, I mean, you just could go anywhere, but you can change those thoughts. And that's kind of her model, and her whole coaching style is change the thoughts. Question your thoughts. Oh, I can't possibly do that. That's a thought. That thought is going to bring the action and the feeling of lost hope, right? And then, okay, well, I'm just not going to act. And then the results is nothing gets done. I'm a failure. Which the failure part is another thought. And you just continue, yes. And so this was just, anyway, so as we think about, take those thoughts of reverencing back to this body, okay? So I hope you found a couple places while I've been talking that are maybe a little tight. I noticed that after I have a foot zone, my toes just tingle. But I always am just kind of, go ahead, go back to your first side. Let's do this rollover we haven't done for a week or so. Either side of the foot or of the ball, the toes, spread them, and then come up and over, stretching across. Go ahead and let the heel lift. If you get a cramp in the arch, just come out, wiggle through, and come back in. But find that stretch. Yeah, and then come back, spread it again. This time, keep them spread and just come up. Oh yeah, those toes are talking to you. Okay, I figured out that we could do screaming toe. It is a yoga pose. Like this. Anybody's toes talking to them, saying, stop. And then release. Go ahead and just lift. And notice the tingle in your feet. And then go to the second side. So we have this opportunity, okay? If we never spread our toes and if we never work through those, okay, those toes start to stop moving. They get together, and if we keep them, we might get bunions, we might get hammer toes and some of those kind of things. Go ahead and roll over the top, finding that stretch, lift the heel. Even finding that top of the foot, and then come back, spread again, and this time lift the heel, but keep the toes. Okay, stretching through, they feel a little strained, and then we leave. And then we're done with that ball, okay? So as we pause and as have the opportunity today to move, close your eyes again and start just side to side. Let one hip lift, you're just really kind of exaggerating. And you can feel that there's a stretch on one side and a contraction on the other side. And then start going forward and back. The forward opens the chest, back bends. The back rounds, tucks. And so we're finding that range of motion. Opening and closing. And then see if you can open, go to the side, go back, go to the other side, open. There you go. Go to the side, go back, go to the other side. So here, creating kind of like a little hula with our rib cage. And then pause forward. Let's go the other way. Forward, and then side, and then back, and then side. And as you do so, again, close your eyes for just a moment. Back, side. This may feel really awkward. Forward, side. Hopefully it gets a little bit better, but it might not. If you're not used to moving your body this way, go ahead and flow through. The body is adaptable. One of the things that I love is that when I first start this, I kind of feel like, oh, this is weird. But then I can feel with just this moving. And then sit up straight and pause. We are going to do some twisting today. We did a little bit last week, okay? Come back in, sit right on the edge of your chair, okay? If your blanket was back a little further, the blanket just basically gives me the hips higher than the knees, and that's kind of what we want. So let's go up and over. Anybody feel stretched when they do this? Yeah. Go ahead and put the hand behind the head. This shoulder, will you pull it back? Look at the floor. And then look to the ceiling. Let your body, the elbow, your shoulders, you can look up. You can bring your whole body up. And then take the whole body down. This is a little bit of a twist. Just as we warm up. Up it goes. Down it goes. Inhale, up it goes. And down it goes. Inhale, up. Hold the up. And then just wiggle, wave your elbow. Yeah. Just that little bit of a wave. Let your head and your shoulders. It's like you're, hi, I'm here. Can you see? And then come down. Up and over to the other side. And hand behind the head. Turn here now. And open. Turn here. So when I turn here, I also push down with this opposite hip. So I'm curled to this side, this hip pulls down. It gives me a little extra stretch. Open and close. Inhale, open and close. Inhale, open and wag your elbow. Maybe your whole upper body. And then pause again. Keeping the eyes closed. Breathing. Tuck your chin. Lift the chin. Tuck the chin. Lift the chin. Tuck the chin. Lift the chin. And just come to neutral. With the head neutral, look over one shoulder. And then the other. Use your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then change it up. Inhale here. Exhale. Does that bug you?
Not a little bit, no.
Inhale. And exhale. I did tell you about my chiropractor that did acupuncture on me, didn't I?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, where was this when I was pregnant? The nausea was gone instantly. And come back to center. Breathe. Shoulders up by the ears and around and back. And up by the ears and around and back. And I just want you to know that we'll make sure to get through pretty much every body part. Up by the shoulders, around and back. And then reverse that. Go back, up and forward. And go back, up and forward. Go back, up and forward. Go back, up and forward. And then just pause. Maybe a little side to side on the neck is needed. And then I'd like you to go to a place, maybe it's a 45-degree angle, but kind of roll through your neck and see where it's at. Where have you got tight places? If you've got a tight place, pause. And it's like you're using your ball. You're not, but it's like that in your movement. Like you're just kind of going for range. I've got a little bit of a tightness on this angle. Stay there. Breathe. And then feel a sense of gratitude for that body part. And then come in and out of that movement and notice how it changes, the tightness eases. And then maybe go and find another place on your neck, maybe in your shoulder in combination with the neck. And then pause and stay there, a little bit of movement. Breathing deeply. If we hold our breath, right, it cuts off that energy. Maybe you just stay and hold through the breath. And then come back. Maybe you're like, Debbie, I don't really feel any tightness. It's fabulous. What have you been doing, right? I'm like, a little bit. Nice. Go ahead and switch arms up. Oh, interlace fingers. Take them higher. Take the shoulders clear up by the ears. And then see if you can pull them down. Take them up, pull them down. Using the muscles of the back. They're underneath the shoulder blades. So it's not just my arms going up and down, right? It's a shoulder and a depress of the shoulder and a rib and a depress. And depress just means coming down. We're not discouraged. And then go ahead and take one arm back, one arm to the leg. Hold this. Remember, the knee doesn't come in. There's a push. And just take the twist. And then that same thing we did with our necks, right? Look for places here. Maybe the shoulders, they are welcome to roll. Maybe there's a, maybe you get to there and you're like, oh, and you want to kind of go back and forth. Just reverencing the feeling. What if you couldn't feel this work that you're doing? That would be in and of itself awful. Maybe there's a lift, maybe there's a curl, but it's not what Debbie's telling us. It's what my body's saying I need. And then come back to center. Take the arms up. Take them over to the other side. Rooting into the leg, the arm and the shoulder, and just finding that twist. Opening and closing it. Maybe coming forward with the shoulder rolling forward is a great. Maybe the shoulder back. Maybe it's head tuck. Move all over. Okay, this body has muscles that create all this movement. How are we using it? Do we use it to help find places that maybe need a little more movement, or maybe they've had a lot of and they just need some breath and stretch, and then come all the way back. So homework, and I'll put this in later, but that's what I want you to do every day, is just sit somewhere and how do I feel, right? Finding your tight places. So when I have a low back that aches, which mine's been tired, there's no question, I've lifted a lot more than what I normally lift. But if you go back and you just, I'll turn sideways, but you're creating this round. That stretches, and that stretch can feel kind of good because it's not the natural spine, okay? And so you just are looking for maybe shoulder lifts or a hip lowers, and you're just looking where else, if I go here or if I go here. So that's what I want you to do, okay? Put 10-minute timer on your phone and just, what is my body? How does it feel? And as you move it, your thoughts are not, oh crap, this body's falling apart. No, right? It's, I love how my back is supporting me. Think of what those thoughts will change. What I was amazed about with Jody Moore was that when the thought was changed, when it was challenged and changed, there was a different feel in just the work through feelings and actions. I was like, wow, that's powerful, okay? So, beautifully done. How are we feeling? Warm, tingly, okay? Let's do some hip flexor. Play like you've got a block down there. We've got them, but we're not going to put it up today. Just up and over and up and back. And up and over and up and back. Okay, same thing here. Okay, so when you do your 10 minutes and you go, well, Debbie, it might be not 10 minutes. Good. Make it a half hour on your phone, right? Put a timer on for that long. Just kind of start something and you're like, I don't know what else to do. Go ahead and take your heel out. It's going out to a 45-degree angle. Okay, slight bend in the knee. And you're just going to come, and this time the body is going to move over the leg. The leg is going to stay still. And notice there's a stretch. And there's a stretch, right? You're going away from that leg that's long, right? Make sure you don't lock that knee. So you're just moving in and out, and notice, can anybody not feel the hip here? Isn't that amazing? It's like that I'm not meaning to move my hip and my legs aren't really moving, but you feel it clear down in to some of those deep places and bring it back. Now, same leg that we've been moving, just shake it in and out. So this has been one of the things I have found the most beneficial for my hip, is just this. Now, somebody might think, man, she's antsy. And if you sit next to me, I look antsy when I sit because I'll start to feel that it's tightening up. Now, watch what we're going to do. You can hold this still for a moment. Can you feel that energy that you've created? Lean back. Now do it. Total different. This for hip flexor, fabulous. Working it, but I'm working it lengthened, okay? When I'm upright this way, it's contracted. So that lean back, and you can even take the leg a little longer. Go ahead and try that. Just never let the knee lock. And here, yeah. It's very comfortable. Your head's kind of like, I want a backrest, please. I mean, this is total Watch Olympics pose, don't you think? I actually had 3 grandkids with me yesterday. Oh my gosh, they're hilarious. So one of the rooms, I've got a climbing wall and the handholds, and then it goes across here, and then there's some loops and balls they can hang on and can come back down this other side. It's going to be a playroom. I have one of my grandsons is a ninja. Come back.
So was that in the new house?
And so one room, one wall's orange. I'm painting the other blue. I'm painting one green, and one's going to be either red or yellow. I haven't decided on that one. And the grandkids were in heaven. They could get up here, and the 5-year-old could get the balls, and then you have to let go with this hand to swing to that. And it was a blast. So second leg, up and over, up and down.
Build that.
My son-in-law built it. He, their son they have ninja training. Or what do they call it, just ninja training, or is they calling it something else? But he's this wiry climber dude. You know, he'd be on the trampoline out back, and he'd jump and catch onto the top of the fence and go along the fence, you know.
Part monkey.
Yeah, he is part monkey. And I've just, you know, at the playground, they're upside down. Yeah, hold it still and just wiggle. Yeah. So really looking for, sorry, we didn't do this other one, we'll do it in a minute. Just, and then notice your thoughts. So that's the homework, is to move, wiggle. You decide the time. I'm not going to decide the time, but at least make it 10 minutes. We can do 10 minutes of anything every day, okay? But I think as we do this, and so what I found is I'm in the car. I look like this. And take it out wide, right? Bend the knee. Okay, we're going this way. Go forward and back. Bend it a little more, Tina. Yeah, the long leg.
Bend it.
Yeah, just a little. What it does, that bend, when we lock into both the knees and the elbows, they then that holds us. I have actually had yoga teachers say lock the knee because it'll help you balance. And it does, because with a locked joint, you don't fall over as much, but it doesn't require muscle. Okay, so finding that stretch here, okay, moving the upper body. So when my hip starts hurting, and it does, I will do this. I sit down for a moment, or I lie down for a moment, or I stand for a moment, and I wiggle, and I can do that anywhere. Okay, I can do this seated in a movie theater. It's a little odd, but I really, probably, unless somebody's right next to me, I'm not really annoying them. I know. Go ahead and here, just wiggle side to side with it while. So that's kind of just the homework. And here we go back. Tina's like, can we do this, please? Yeah, get it back there and just let it go wide. Now, I don't know about you, but I get here and my neck starts to feel a little bit of a strain. So if it does that, you can tuck it, okay? There's nothing wrong with being in this position. It's if you're in this position all the time, yeah. Or if you try to work from this position, okay? But our body's meant to move, and this is an okay movement for it. And then come all the way up. And then pause, and again, just notice those legs. There's a warmth. I feel the tingle just go surging all the way down to my feet, down through my calves. It's fabulous, okay? Beautifully done. Let's do some sun salutations, but we're just gonna stand up. We're not gonna do our seated ones today. So go ahead and come around behind your chairs. We'll use these in just a minute. So keep them. Hand on the chair. Yeah, stretch it back. Now, here, come up just a little bit. Bend your knees slightly, and you're just gonna do the hula hips here, okay? Knees coming forward, hips side, just creating space, just creating movement, and then go ahead and hold and stretch, come back up and just create some movement. Knees coming forward, then take your feet a little wider, okay? And then just side to side here, knees still. Go ahead and pause and stretch it, the legs wide. Feel that hamstring. And then see if you can stay down here and just move the hips down here. You'll be a little deeper, a little deeper into that hip socket. You can totally bend the knees forward and back, and you're working hamstring. Yeah. And then go ahead and stop and just wiggle side to side and stop. Curl around, coming up. And then walk your feet in, holding onto your chair to a wall at home, wiggle again. Okay, take your feet wide, wiggle again. This is a side-to-side movement. Okay, go ahead and take one foot back, one foot. We did this last week. I thought this was a great one. Okay, wiggle again. Oh, this one feels really weird. Let the knees go, let the knees go. And then pausing here, okay? Whichever foot is front, that's the arm that's going back. Twist. And come back forward. Now, I want you to just make like a smiley face with your hand. It's gonna go down and up, and down and up, and down and up, and down and up. Go one more this way, and down and back. Now do a rainbow. Up and back and up and forward and up and moving and up and up and moving and up. One more. Up and move and up. up, come back, plant the hands, step back, and stretch. Round through the spine, walk your feet back in, wiggle. Take your feet wide. Whichever foot was forward last time goes back this time. Okay, and bend those knees and just wiggle. This feels really weird and it looks kind of cool because I'm watching it. But so my knees are just bending and they're bending different. It almost looks like I'm doing this funky little wavy thing. Okay, and then hold them still. Here we go, smiley face. Reach it back and come and back. Is that first one kind of tight, right? Back and forward. But as we do it, it's like, oh, but I can move more and back. Last one, and rainbow. Up and back, and up and forward. Up and back and up. And if your shoulder can't do that, then you're just here. But you're still twisting, right? Last one, up and back. Go ahead and step up. Curl, bend those knees, round through the spine. I want you to go as just kind of curling down. Go to a place where you feel it in your back. Pause. Breathe to that back and find reverence for that back. Just think, honoring thoughts. That back supports me standing, okay? Bend your knees slightly, come down a little more. If you can get your head towards the back of the chair, great. If not, no problem. Find a little bit more of a stretch. Again, breathe to that back, right? Breathe in, and then slowly unwind, bring the head up, and shake the body again. This time, just let the hands go, let everything go, bend those knees, just feel really weird, let your voice go. That helps shake out some of that stretch and that muscle, okay? I hope that in your own homes, that you don't feel goofy enough doing that, that you actually will. Can you feel those twists? After doing them last week, I was like, we're gonna be doing those all the time. Benefit for the body, okay? So wonderfully done. Go ahead and stretch it back again. Hamstrings. See if you can tuck your tailbone, bend the knees, stick your rear end up. Tuck the tailbone, bend your knees, stick it up. Tuck the tailbone, bend your knees, stick it up. Tuck the tailbone, bend your knees, stick it up. You got it. Breathe. Walk forward. Beautifully done. Okay. Go ahead and turn. You guys face the windows, the glass doors, okay? I'll do it this way. Grab your strap. I want you to have the chair so you can hold on to it. Step with the foot that's closest to the chair, step on the strap on the floor. Okay. You don't have to, you're gonna hold on to just one end. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Okay. Now, just pull the strap so that it's not pulled, right? But it's straight, it's not floppy. Hold it into the opposite hand and foot. So I'm stepping on the left foot and I'm holding this right. Okay. We're gonna come across that way. So open it up, bring it back down. Use the chair if you need to. We could have done this on the seat, seated. It requires more of our body to move. Now, I want you to do one more thing. Okay, you can stand right here and do it, but what I'd like to see you do is step to the side and back a little, turning your body over, bring it back. Turn your body over, bring it back, bring the foot back. You're stepping out, You're stepping back. You're stepping out. You're stepping back, yes? A little bit more movement here. Step back. Reach it out, hold. Oh yeah, a little pump. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release.
Did you talk to my physical therapist about?
I did not. Roll through that arm. Anybody feel that?
Yeah.
Is that just me?
That's good.
Yeah, and I got the yellow one. I know, I need the yellow. I need to. I'm sorry, I have more straps. I've got them all cut and ready at home and I forgot them. Okay, other foot. Step on it, find that length, hold it with the opposite hand. Make sure you're holding on to something. There's no reason to fall here. Okay, just start pulling it out, right? How we did the last one. Pulling it out and back, pulling it out and back. Now let's take our step. Step out and kind of to the side, step it back. Step it out to the side, step it back. Step it out to the side, step it back. Step it out to the side, step it back. Step it out to the side, step it back. Step it out to the side. What do you do with your shoulders besides roll them out because they're tight? Or pick up your groceries. 2 more. Step it out to the side, pull it back. Last one, hold it. And little pulses, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Woo! Woo-hoo! Roll through those shoulders, okay? Now, grab this, bring it behind you. It's going to be about hip width that you hold onto it. Strap is straight but not stretched, okay? Righty, and then you're just going to take elbows, try to hold them back. They're going to come a little bit wide, but you're trying to hug them in at the same time. And then you're just going to, now my thumbs, they're going to go like this. So I'm going to roll the thumb and pull and let it come back. Roll the thumb and pull and let it come back. Both thumbs at the same time. Thumbs, roll, pull it back. My hands have been so tired with my moving. And back, and open, and back. Anybody feel that? Open, hold, and release. Okay, nicely done. Beautiful work. Well, guess what? It's time to go on our backs. So let me turn the lights down. Windshield wipers, the minute you get down, we start that side-to-side movement. Find blanket for your head. Roll it up the way that you like. Moving side to side. Beautifully done. So, windshield wipers. Arms out to the side, knees bent, feet planted. Just moving side to side. Now, if you want, the knees can just go. But if you can, maybe the head goes opposite. So you're taking the whole spine and you're wringing it out. And I'm just coming to check. You guys got those blankets. Well done. Breathe. Keep going. With the breath, start to notice what the body does. At first, you feel those first couple and you're just like, you feel the twist. And then when you start moving with the breath, you start to feel the body respond likewise. And there is a sense of ease, a sense of wonderment. It's like, I can do this. I've got this. I've so got this. And if maybe the only thing that's felt good today has been this is where your practice is for 10 minutes. Now, it doesn't mean we don't do hard things, but honestly, are we pushing so hard because we're trying to prove that I'm of value? Go ahead and take your feet now as wide as your mat and continue. When you do this one, the one thing you don't do, right, is push the knee to the floor. So when you say, go ahead and everybody take their legs, the feet are wide. Take your legs to the right and hold them there, okay? That left knee does not pull down to the floor. The left foot pushes into the floor. The left shin pushes forward towards knee. And then go to the other side. When you're going to the left, the right foot pushes into the floor. The right shin reaches forward. There's a stretch that happens there. That's the direction. The knee down is not always that beneficial for the knee. And then maybe it takes you 5 or 6 times to get those legs. And once you feel that you've got that the body has already adapted, add the head. As the knees go right, the head goes left. As the knees go left, the head goes right. And you come back in and you've taught the body to do something different than the last twist. But notice how it adapts. The body basically, this is a hard one sometimes for us to realize. The body responds to what we do with the body. When we reverence the body responds. When we feed it the food it needs, when we move it in all of its glory, right? In all of those little intrinsic things. Go ahead and come back and just hold. We're going to roll up and down for bridge pose. Pushing into your feet. Go ahead and bend your elbows, let your hands. The head pushes into your blanket or into the mat. Push into the heels, lift the hips, and bring them back down. So the inhale takes you up. The exhale takes you back down. The inhale takes you up. The exhale brings you back down. And up. Inhaling, there is no time frame, and exhale other than your breath. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, see if you can stay up for a minute. Okay, feel your glutes. They are squeezing but not pushing up. So just tighten the glute muscle. And let that fatigue, we haven't really worked our glutes today. Let that fatigue, mine's already starting to say, hello, what are you doing to me? And then slowly release and come back down. Hug one knee into your chest, and maybe you can get your arms around another one. If this is doable, just rock side to side. This takes it out of your low back. You can do one leg at a time. You can do both legs at the same time. Okay, if you're just doing one leg, now take your hands right onto the knee and you're just going to make circles. Now you can do this one-legged or two-legged, but if you, I don't know, it's probably hard for you to see what I'm doing. You're just rolling, taking the knees away from you, pulling them in, taking them away, pulling them in. And you can do it with just one. We're just finding some range of motion. Bring it back down. Take a twist where you go all the way to the right. Let the knees come down, the feet come down, and look back left. We sometimes don't do this. But today we are. Just hold that twist. Breathing deeply. Is that okay, Gilbert, for the vertigo?
It's okay, well,
Okay. And then when you're ready, bring them up and over to the other side. One side worse than the other?
talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
That
it?
side is worse than the right side.
Yeah. That's pretty normal. I remember as they were diagnosing, he had me do this movement and he had me keep my eyes open because he was timing how long they lasted. Okay, that's the severity before it started to calm down. And then go ahead. I'll grab bolsters. Beautiful work. Okay. Okay. You need to get up a little bit. You need to sit up a little bit.
I don't know if I can find that.
That low back, because you've taken a good care of it. It's responded nicely. And then as we go in, okay, we're going to take a little bit of time to just kind of do a body scan. I'll talk you through it. Starting with your feet. Think about all you do with them every day. The walking they do. Put on shoes. Really any work without these feet. Think of your ankles. Go ahead and you can roll through those. That's what helps you walk. You push off, they flex and point as you walk to and from. And then go up to your calves and your shins. When you point and flex your feet, your shins contract and extend in opposition. So when the foot flexes, the calf stretches, the shin engages. When you point your toe, the shin stretches and the calf engages. And then your knees. That movement of the knee is just a forward and back hinge movement, but those knees support us. And then up to your calf. No, let's go up to the thigh. The front part, the quad. The back part, the hamstring. The hip socket. Think about all the movement that hip socket can do and does do. Maybe for just a moment, wiggle it side to side. Just shifting your hips. Yeah. And go up from the hip socket to the top of the hip. That's where the waistline begins. And the front side is your abdominal muscles and the back side is your sacrum. And that together creates that cool emotion. And that spine starts right there at the tailbone and goes all the way up the back into the skull, so that the skull actually cradles over that atlas and axis line and gives us this twisting that we can do. The rib cage, think of it as we roll through barrel rolls, that it can do the side to side, the forward back. We can go at a diagonal forward and back. And in between the ribs and the hips are a lot of important organs. Let's not miss those. You've got the colon, the elimination. You've got the digestive tract. You've got all of those intestines. I don't know if you've ever seen a cadaver, but one of the things we have our yoga teacher training group do is we go to a cadaver lab, and we can take and stretch the intestines across the room. And those are just woven back and forth through our core. We have our kidneys, our adrenals for energy, for elimination, for filtering. We've got our liver, our gallbladder, our spleen. There's so much going on. We've got our diaphragm that as we inhale, pulls down and massages those organs below it. And as we exhale, it comes up and massages the heart, expelling the breath through the lungs. Just think of that diaphragm as you inhale and exhale, and reverence that. And as we practice deeper breathing, that inhale that's deeper massages even more down into those organs and helps them function better. And we've got the lungs, clear down to the little tiny alveoli, littlest, tiniest microscopic feelers that search for the air and expands and contracts. And we have our heart, that if you pause and hold still, you feel it pumping. Hopefully at this point it's a little slower pump. As we work and make it work a little harder and then let it ease back off, it becomes stronger. We're up to our collarbones, our sternum, protecting, anchoring the shoulders, the shoulder blades on the back that slide off and on so that we can move our arms. That whole girdle of the shoulder just anchors that humerus bone, right? The arm bone in, so that we have range of motion. The upper arm down into the elbow so that we can hinge. And then the two bones that are created and put crooked in our arm so that we can cross our palms down and twist them back. We can untwist them and we can twist them back. We can untwist them and we can twist them back. The wrist, the palm, the fingers, the neck that rotates so that we can see. And we get into the skull, the chin, the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the swallowing. The cheekbones, the ears, the temples, the eyes, the nose. Breathing deep, the eyebrow, the hair, the scalp, how sensational that is. All together make up our bodies. Begin wiggling, gently waking yourself up, making sure that it's not, Debbie says to do this, here is a place to move. What does your body feel like? I love doing a little bit of cat-cow. I love working through my fingers and my toes. I love stretching with my arms up overhead for that long body stretch. And then I try to roll onto my side, and from my side back to a seat. And as we do this work and find our thoughts, reverencing the body, notice where your thoughts go. Second part of the homework. First part is to move. Second is to notice what your thoughts think about your movement. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart center. How you doing? I know, I had you out. I'm just gonna close this one and then we can finish up. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Beautifully done. Yeah.
Well, you said that to me, and how do I post it on YouTube? I have a brother-in-law.
YouTube is just, hang on, let me end this last one. The YouTube is Debbie Arnell, and they're all there live.